After finishing work, Amy finally returned home. She opened the door and let out a sigh of relief. It has been 2 years since she started living alone in Tokyo. Although every day feels quite routine, living at her own pace is comfortable. Amy Sakura is 24 years old and works in an office at a company in Tokyo. Her job is stable and she has no major complaints, but she can't deny it feels a bit monotonous. Her hobbies are reading and visiting cafes. On her days off, she loves to spend time reading in her favorite coffee shops, though she sometimes worries it might be a little too quiet a lifestyle. As for her love life, her last serious relationship was during college. She dated someone in the same seminar class, but it fizzled out after a few months. Since then, she's kept her distance from romance. It's not that she never wanted a boyfriend, but she's not exactly the proactive type. Well, she has her job, and hanging out with friends can be fun, so she's been content, at least until now. But her peaceful daily life is about to crumble because of a single message. When Amy takes out her phone and checks her notifications, a text from her mother jumps out at her.
We're coming to Tokyo soon. Your father and I. We can't wait to meet your boyfriend.
Huh? For a moment, her mind goes blank. Boyfriend? Whose boyfriend? Amy certainly doesn't have one. And then, she suddenly remembers. Earlier that year, at New Year's, Amy went back to her parents' home. When her mother asked, "Do you have a boyfriend?" she casually answered, "Yeah," just to dodge the question. Amy never imagined her mother would actually remember. Then again, she should have known. Her mother never forgets things like that. Now she's in trouble. If her parents show up, they'll definitely ask, "So, where's your boyfriend?" It's way too awkward to admit she lied, and getting grilled about it would be a pain. In that case, she decides she has no choice but to do something drastic, like use a dating app. Wait, am I really serious about this? She hears herself think, but she doesn't see any other way out. She picks up her phone and opens the App Store. "Register right now," she mutters. And so, Amy's Find a Boyfriend operation begins. She grips her phone tightly for a while, unable to move. She's never used a dating app before, but she can't just wait around for a natural encounter at this point. Time is of the essence. So, how do I set up my profile? She wonders aloud. She sifts through her photo gallery and picks a safe-looking selfie. What am I supposed to write for my self-introductions? She has hardly any dating experience, so she really has no idea what to say. But she can't exactly post looking for someone to pretend to be my boyfriend. After much deliberation, she types something innocuous. "I work in an office in Tokyo. I love visiting cafes." Is this too plain? She wonders, but decides not to overthink it. All right, registration complete. The moment she taps the submit button, a sense of reality slowly hits her. Can I really find a boyfriend like this? She begins to worry. Just as she's about to close the app, she hears a notification. Huh? A match already? She checks the screen and sees a message from one guy. His profile picture shows a refreshing, handsome face.
Nice to meet you. Would you like to chat?
He seems incredibly polite, maybe too good to be true, Amy thinks. But she's in no position to be skeptical. She has to move quickly, so she decides to meet him. She replies right away and makes plans to see him the next day. The following day, they agree to meet at a stylish coffee shop. Feeling nervous, Amy looks around the cafe. Then she spots a tall man heading her way.
Are you on me?
Looking up at him, she realizes he's even better looking in person. Wow, he's really handsome, she almost blurts out loud. She can't believe someone like this is actually on a dating app. They exchange a brief greeting and sit down together. Surprisingly, the conversation flows easily. He's friendly, kind, and easy to talk to. He might actually be a good person, Amy thinks, until he suddenly changes the subject.
Actually, my parents in the hospital and I really need money.
What? It's so abrupt that Amy can't even process it.
I promise I'll pay you back. Could you lend me 50,000 yen?
She's stunned. Is it normal to ask someone for money the very first time you meet? This can't be normal, right? She wonders, her mind reeling. She has no idea what to do. One moment they were having a nice conversation. Now she's completely thrown off. Huh? She manages to ask. He looks even more apologetic as he continues.
I'm really in trouble. My parents in the hospital. I urgently need the money.
Amy's heart tightens at his words. Her mother was hospitalized last year, so she remembers how frightening it was. She recalls how her family supported each other. If she'd been alone, it would have been unbearable. Maybe he's going through the same situation, she thinks. She can't ignore the pained expression on his face. After a brief hesitation, she decides and speaks up.
All right.
The moment Amy agrees, his face lights up with relief.
Really? Thank you, Amy. I promise I'll pay you back.
Seeing how relieved he looks, Amy wonders if she's doing the right thing. But she doesn't have that much cash on her at the moment. She thinks, I guess I'll have to go to the ATM.
Shall we go withdraw the money?
He gets up as if in a hurry. Then,
You again. How many times are you going to pull this?
a low voice comes from the next table, startling Amy. She turns to see who it is, her heart pounding. A man sits there with his arms folded, glaring at the so-called handsome guy. Amy feels like she's seen him somewhere before, but can't quite place him. She's still trying to figure it out when the handsome guy's face goes pale. Her intuition screams that something is off.
Uh-huh.
How many times have you pulled this stunt? Same trick again, huh?
Kaito, as he's called, takes out his phone and shows something on the screen. It displays chat logs with another woman and includes a recording where he uses the same "my parent is hospitalized, I need money" story. So he's a con artist. Ami stands there in shock. The handsome guy goes rigid for a second, then quickly tucks his phone away and jumps up.
It was just a joke. No need to get so serious.
He mutters that and walks out of the cafe. Ami is left speechless. Kaito gives a small chuckle.
That was close.
Still confused, Amy finally manages to speak.
Thank you.
You don't remember me?
Amy peers at his face carefully, trying to recall. Something about him seems familiar, but she can't quite pin down where they might have met.
It's me, Kaito.
The moment he says his name, the memory of her high school days floods back. Kaito, the most popular guy in high school. But what's he doing here? Amy wonders, her mind spinning. He was practically a celebrity in school, someone from a different world entirely. As Amy stands there in disbelief, Kaito sighs as if this is all a hassle.
Man, you haven't changed at all.
Well, what's that supposed to mean? Amy thinks, feeling a bit miffed. She never expected to be rescued by Kaito of all people. She's still in a daze as she tries to collect her thoughts. Finally, Amy manages to ask a question.
Why were you here?
That con artist tried the same trick on someone I know before. I was gathering evidence, and then I noticed you were about to fall for it too.
He says it so casually, but it sounds pretty dangerous. Still, Omi is grateful. Without him, she might have lost her money. Feeling awkward, she stammers out a thanks.
And thank you, Kaito. You really saved me.
Sure?
Amy never imagined she'd cross paths with a high school acquaintance in such an unexpected way. She always thought of Kaito as the perfect guy, someone out of her league. But here he is, sitting at the same table with her. Then, Kaito points at Ami's phone.
That's a dating app, right?
Ugh! Amy groans inwardly. Obviously, he could tell. Considering he saw her almost get scammed, it's no surprise. Realizing there's no use hiding it, Amy decides to be honest.
Yeah. My parents are coming to Tokyo soon, and I sort of told them I have a boyfriend. When I don't.
Kaito looks puzzled for a moment, then suddenly bursts out laughing.
Ha! That's so stupid.
Amy bristles, but can't really deny it. She knows it's her own fault for lying about having a boyfriend.
So you were rushing to find a last-minute boyfriend, huh? I see.
Kaito folds his arms and seems to think for a second. Then he casually drops a bomb.
Fine, I'll be your boyfriend.
What? Amy is sure she misheard. He just said boyfriend, right? While Amy's mind is reeling, Kaito takes a sip of coffee as if it's no big deal. If you're gonna lie, you might as well make it convincing. I'll play the boyfriend role. Still, as shocking as it is, it seems almost too good to pass up. Finding a real boyfriend in such a short time and being ready to introduce him to her parents sounds nearly impossible. But if it's Kaito, he has the looks and he's articulate. Her parents would probably be thrilled. Is it really okay to just say yes? She wonders, but time is running out. In the end, Amy decides to accept Kaito's proposal. She hesitates, but she can't think of a better plan. And so she launches the so-called fake boyfriend operation. Amy braces herself, unsure what's to come.
Are you sure? Can I really count on you?
Yeah, I'll just wing it.
Thus begins an unexpected venture into a pretend relationship. Finally, the day arrives for Amy's parents to visit. She's more nervous than she's ever been in her life. Kaito shows up exactly on time.
Oh my, what a wonderful young man.
Her mother beams from ear to ear, while her father sizes Kaito up with a stern look. Kaito, however, shows no sign of nerves and smiles confidently.
Nice to meet you. I'm Kaito, and I'm dating Amy.
The introduction is flawless. Ami mentally applauds him. During the meal, Kaito carries on the conversation so smoothly that everyone feels at ease. Amy's mother is completely taken with him, and her father, though initially wary, starts warming up to him.
Take good care of our Ami, please.
With that remark, the mission is essentially a success. Amy is astonished at how perfectly Kaito handled everything. After saying goodbye to her parents, Amy breathes a huge sigh of relief. It's finally over, she thinks. She's grateful beyond words for Kaito's help.
Thank you, Kaito. You really saved me.
No problem. It was actually kind of fun.
Fun? Amy thinks, remembering how tense she was the whole time. But at least this ordeal is over, or so she believes. Then...
All right, I'll call you later.
Huh? Amy blurts out.
What?
Wasn't this supposed to end now? But Kaito offers no explanation, casually waves goodbye, and leaves. Amy stands there, utterly confused. After that, strangely enough, she starts seeing Kaito more and more. He'll text her after work. Let's grab dinner. He'll invite her to a movie on weekends. At first, Amy goes along, telling herself they're just acquaintances. But the frequency of these meetings is way more than she expected. That fake relationship was just for her parents, right? So why are they still hanging out? She wonders if she's misunderstanding the situation, or if he has some other motive. Before she knows it, Amy finds herself thinking about Kaito all the time. Her confusion grows day by day. Weeks pass with this new routine of seeing Kaito regularly. The more Ami thinks about it, the more anxious she becomes. Is Kaito just pitying me? Maybe he just feels sorry for me? These thoughts loop endlessly in her mind. Eventually, Amy can't take it anymore and decides to confront Kaito. She chooses a quiet bench in a park and takes a deep breath, waiting for him. She refuses to keep going with this vague relationship. She spots Kaito approaching with his usual light stride. He greets her casually.
What's up? Why'd you call me out?
His nonchalant voice stings her heart.
Kaito, that's enough.
He seems surprised, his expression flickering slightly.
Uh-huh.
It's okay now. I'm fine.
She speaks the words, though a part of her feels uncertain about their meaning. Still, she knows she has to say it.
You've been spending all this time with me just because you feel sorry for me, right?
Silence falls between them. The air feels chilly, as though the temperature has dropped. Kaito simply stares at her. Then suddenly, he grabs her hand. His grip is firm, yet gentle.
You really don't get it.
His voice is serious, no trace of his usual breezy tone. His earnest gaze pierces Amy.
Pity you? That's not it at all.
Those words make her heart tighten painfully. Kaito exhales and continues, still holding her hand.
I've liked you since high school.
What? Amy gasps. She can't believe what she's hearing.
I watched you all that time, but I was too chicken to say anything.
Memories of high school flash through her mind. She was just a quiet girl, while Kaito was the star everyone adored. How could he possibly have had feelings for her? She wants to call it a joke, but his eyes are completely sincere. Her heart starts pounding violently. She can't find words to respond.
Why now?
She barely manages to choke out the question, her voice trembling.
Back in high school, you barely ever smiled.
That's news to Ami. No one ever told her that.
But one time I saw you laugh.
Laugh? Amy can't recall a specific moment.
I was messing around in class, and the teacher ripped into me. And in the background, you were kind of giggling to yourself. You were usually stone-faced, but that day you broke into a small laugh.
Amy doesn't even remember such a scene, but Kaito clearly does.
At that moment, I thought, oh no, I kind of like her.
Just that tiny instant ignited his feelings. Amy is astonished by how something so small could spark such a strong emotion. She had no idea she was anyone's special someone, let alone Kaito's. Her mind whirls with confusion, but her heart is thumping with unexpected joy. The person in front of her is someone she never dreamed would see her that way.
I didn't mind spending time with you either, you know.
The moment she says this, her face burns with embarrassment.
Oh, is that a confession?
Seeing Kaito's teasing grin, she glares at him.
Stop making fun of me.
My bad. I'm just really happy.
He laughs shyly and squeezes her hand again.
So let me say this properly. Will you go out with me?
The straightforwardness of his confession makes her heart flutter. She can't think of any reason to turn him down. She nods almost imperceptibly.
Okay.
Kaito's face instantly softens with relief.
All right, from now on, we're official.
His casual wording makes Amy break into a smile. And so they become genuine lovers, not just a fake couple. Later, while the two of them are having dinner, Kaito speaks up.
We might end up getting married someday, you know.
Huh? Amy reacts, taken aback.
I mean, not anytime soon, but maybe in the future.
Amy sighs theatrically, but at the same time, her heart warms at the thought. She doesn't know what the future holds, but this is enough for now. Being with Kaito is all she needs to be happy.